there. I hope everyone's having a good day. All right, so it's Monday. This is Motivational Monday for real, y'all. This is like day 7 for me on my 90-day challenge. And I'll wait to see if a couple people get in here. See what we got going on. Let me see. I gotta leave a... Oh, no. And then I could go this. There's all kinds of different things I could do with this. All right, y'all. We'll just wait a couple minutes. See what comes up in here. And then we'll get started. Got a couple things to talk about today, a couple funny things. A couple people was doing a couple things. Let me see something real quick. I gotta go to this control. So there we go. One thing real quick, y'all, and I'll be right there. Alright, I was trying to pin a message. I was gonna put a poll on there, but I ain't gonna put a poll on there today. Right, so is anyone working on anything exciting today, this week? Anyone got any plans for their creations? Did anyone make anything this weekend? That's what I want to know. I know I caught a lot of, couple subscribers, you know, caught me a couple of good subscribers, man. Hopefully they're supporters. We're going to see where we go from there. Right, so the more supporters that I catch, the more supporter we all catch. That's how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of good people out here, right? And we just got to get the right tribe. And once we get the right tribe, you know what I'm saying, then we'll all be able to support each other and we'll all be able to succeed, right? So did anyone make any content today? Or this weekend or anything? That's what I want to know, right? I think it's important that we set goals for ourselves. Because when we set goals for ourselves, and you really in the back of your mind got to achieve these goals, and you know you got to achieve these goals, you got to think 90% of people don't even write things down and make goals. You know what I mean? So if you put a plan together and you stick to it, it'll come together. You just have to have the right goals. You know, if you want to do something, you have to have the plan to do it. You know, and with the technology today, anything that you think in your head, you can create. You can create anything you want, right? So my next question to y'all, right, is I want to know some of y'all's characteristics, right? Like, if you had to describe yourself, what character would you be if you were like a movie character or in a book, etc. Right? there's a couple other things. I got a video that I'm making right now, and it's real touching, and it's really it's gonna be emotional because I don't know if that many people are gonna want to see something like that. But I'm really teaching the youth, right? So when the youth come to my house, I teach them. I teach them about self-destruction, right? And I show them videos, right? So now I created a couple videos, so when they come, I can just go straight to my video, show it to them, and then get the reaction. You know what I mean? Because I don't need these little dudes out here doing what they're doing, right? So there's a lot of big channels that I want y'all to go to. If y'all didn't go to the Sources channel this weekend, make sure you stop by the Sources channel. I got to stop back over there today and ask a couple questions. You can learn a lot, and there's a lot of good people in the Sources channel, right? So everyone strategizes to do something a little bit different, right? So I've been strategizing my videos, and when I make my videos, I got a good strategy, right? And so these lives are a little bit different, right? These lives is really to catch more subscribers and get good people in the circle, right? From all different races, all different religions. There was a couple things that was bothering me that I wanted to talk about. I had went to somebody's live this weekend. I went to a lot of lives. I travel around. I travel around the whole globe, but I went to a couple people's lives, and there's this one live that kind of bothered me, right? Because it was a religious channel, right? And somebody was in there trying to tell them that they were wrong and try to put their beliefs off on that person. So even if both people make sense, right? How can you tell somebody what to believe in and what to teach in, right? So one thing that I don't like is if, like, for example, let's just say it's a Christian channel, right? A Christian channel, right? You don't go to a Christian's channel and you start telling them Jesus isn't the truth. Like, what is wrong with you? Unless you're just bored and you don't have nothing to do, or there's just a lot of hate and the devil is playing with you. You know what I mean? You don't go to a Christian channel and tell them that Jesus ain't the way and that ain't the truth, and you try to convince them to go otherwise. That's totally disrespectful, man. So I just want everyone to be conscious of the stuff that they make, right? And the stuff that they put out there, because there's certain things that you could put out there that will hurt people, right? And it don't be cool, man, especially when people are striving and trying to get things together for their families, right? So that's what's wrong with a lot of adults. They teach the little homies, don't do this and don't do that, and they don't teach the little homies how to think outside the box. You gotta teach the little homies how to think outside the box, or they're gonna never get nowhere in life. Like, it's a fast-paced world, and this world is moving, evolving fast as hell. And if you don't teach the kids how to think, the tablets and TikTok will, right? And guess what? Your kids ain't gonna get nowhere with tablets and TikToks unless they're using it for the right thing. Just like ChatGPT, right? There's people falling in love with ChatGPT, talking about they want to get married to ChatGPT. Man, are you serious? Like, come on, man. Like, it's there for a resource, right? How you doing, Snapback Coach? How you feeling this morning? Top of the morning, homie. I'm chilling, man. I was just thinking about a couple of people's channels that I went to this weekend. It was kind of funny, right? Because one of the channels, I ain't gonna say who it was, they were getting chased by a dog on live. I'd have hit the fence, right? I don't know, but I just pray that she was all right and that she made it back to where she was going. But what did you make a lot of more content? What happened with your car? Did you ever get your car going together? Let's see. Jones Junk Journal, when she said that she got a lot of gifts, she got a lot of gifts. Oh, you got a new car. All right, yeah. That's what I'm going to end up having to do, man. Cars are a trap. And then you got the mechanic, man. He just wants more and more money. He might be under the car. I don't be trusting people. I be thinking they're under there breaking stuff while they're fixing stuff. Like, we're going to fix this part, but break this part and tell them that they need this part, and we can continue to have work. I don't like a lot of auto mechanics, man. A lot of them dudes they get a lot of money as it is. It's not like hard to do once you learn how to do it. Yeah, I don't know. I got frustrated. I had to pay dude $1,000 to buy a couple steps for my dog, right? And I got friends that know how to do it. Like, come on, people. Like, if you got friends that know how to do stuff, and I'm not cheap, I'm gonna pay my friends, right? Especially my friends. If they come out their way to help me do something, yeah. Oh, so my weekend was cool, right? So I'm making a video, right? And it's crazy because this video I'm making, right? It's kind of a serious video, right? Two people get unalived in the video, right? And it was in the prison that I was at, right? And while I was making this video, somebody that I was in prison with him when I was in the federal system, he drove here from about six hours away to visit me. And it was the first time I seen him in about 12 years. And he was actually at the prison when that happened. And so he got firsthand experience. So like, I'm gonna start my channel. Like every channel is different, right? So me personally, I don't feel like I want to do lives for a whole hour straight. Like if I could get on there and do like a 10-minute live, right? And really have something meaningful to say, something meaningful to teach. And then when I get off my live, I could go back, I could switch the title description, tag a couple people, you know what I'm saying, get it together with the correct search engine optimization, right? I feel like people will come back and watch 8-minute videos more than coming back and watching a whole hour video of a live. So if they miss a live, you know what I'm saying, they could come back and watch a 10-minute video. Because if they miss a live, right, people ain't gonna come back and watch the whole hour, right? That's my twin right there, Snapback, Clifford. They're not gonna watch a whole live, right? So I'm thinking in my head, right, all right, and if they don't watch the whole live, say they click on it and only watch 10 minutes of the whole hour and then they click off, YouTube's algorithm's not gonna push the video, right? Yeah, you're right. Yep, once you get the monetized hours, you don't have to go live in the videos. You're correct, right? But you're still gonna have to try to keep up to par with YouTube. So now it's like, all right, we got to get creative, right? So I'm starting to look at YouTube like a TV shows, like say Netflix, and you got your own Netflix. You know how it goes: movies, then it goes documentaries, and then it'll go TV series. Well, it will be like right after TV series, it'll be like Snapback Coach or Clifford Labor or whoever else it may be, right? So I feel like when you're thinking about creating content, you should be creating along them lines. Like, all right, this is my channel. Like, think of yourself as your own Oprah. Well, I don't know if you're a fan of Oprah. I'm not really a fan of Oprah, but I know she did a lot. But I know there's a lot of stuff I don't know about her. I never really got into Oprah. But just say, she had her own channel. You got to look at, like, this is your channel. This is what you do. And today we're going to be bringing so-and-so over here because they know how to talk their stuff just like I do. You know what I'm saying? And et cetera, right? Because people want to see different stuff. Right? Just like I had a homie, he's from LA, right? And he does content and he be on some pretty big podcasts and stuff, right? So when they're riding in LA, I told him, man, look, not only does the United States of America wants to see what's going on in LA, the whole world wants to see what's going on in LA, right? Good morning, Coffee No Cream. So I told him to get his phone and go out there and start getting some footage. So we went out there. He was planning on going out there anyways. And they had the crowds, right? And they started shooting fake gunshots, right? So the homies is from LA. We know fake gunshots when you hear them, So they were trying to get the crowd to react for the people that don't know what fake gunshots was. So I told the homie, oh man, because he was saying it was off stage. I said, that's because we're getting ready to attack Iran. And sure enough, the next day we did. So a lot of stuff we be seeing be a mirage. That's why I don't pay attention to the news no more. Because if you pay attention to the news too much, you'll think the world's going to come to an end. This is the one I'm working on monetizing. Oh, Snapback Coach. All right, so let me write that down because I seen earlier that you had another one and then you had this one, right? So yeah, let me write back, snapback coach. But it was cool because the homie came from a couple states away to see me, man, and he got a lot of stuff going on. You know, they just let, um, oh yeah, so they just let one of the gang leaders go from Chicago, and he's out there starting bull crap. But not, I ain't talking about Larry Hoover and stuff, right? But um, I just encourage everyone to think and use your head. If you make content, put content out there that's gonna help people. Yeah, so I use more devices too, snapback coach. So there's other I got like, to tell you the truth, I got like 4 YouTube channels, but I only use this one, right? And then but the other ones I use and I watch and I study algorithms. And then sometimes like if I'm in a live I might go with 2 different channels and watch at the same time. So you get double watch time from me. You know what I mean? And so like I feel like we shouldn't trick the system as much as we should, and that we do. I know that's how the system's rigged. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we become creative and we turn up, one of our channels are gonna blow up. And as long as we keep each other consistent and people don't act funny, you know, when the money comes, then guess what? We'll all be all right. And I feel like as long as we get a cool little tribe of us, you know what I'm saying? And it don't even have to, like, imagine 300 people strong. That's deep, because 300 people when they come to watch a video is cool. But hey, if y'all haven't checked out the Sources channel, y'all should go to the Sources channel, right? So another thing that happened this weekend, right, in the middle of tattooing, I stopped and I went and I started barbecuing, right? And the Source, he was live, so I haven't been catching his lives, so I clicked on it. It was a good number amount of people in there, and he was taking names down. I didn't know what he was taking names down for, so I'm like, man, what is he taking names down for? But I know he'd be doing that wheel thing, but I don't even know what prizes it is because I never caught his live when he was on the wheel. I'd catch him doing other stuff, right? And so I just said, hello, chat, how's everyone doing? And he sent me my name and he added me to the wheel because whoever's in there, you know, he adds to the wheel. And so what it is he picks days out, right? And so if you win on that day, which I ended up winning, it called my name, right? And on that day, I think my day was Thursday, everyone from his channel is supposed to go watch and flood your channel with watch time and stuff like that, right? So he does it consistently and you can only win like once a month or something like that. But that's building this stuff up too. So when I say be creative and think out the box, we should start thinking of things to do like that, right? He had people on there singing and all kinds of stuff, man. It was kind of like he was at a concert, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. Spinning the wheel for people. Yeah. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. For the view. That's cool though, right? So I never thought about that. I know Slim Jim, Longfoot, he does something too, right? And then, bro, he got a lot of talent too, man. I was sitting there and he took my profile picture and he started drawing it. Man, he drew my portrait in like 5 minutes. So I'm like, well, if you could do that, he should be tattooing because I'm teaching these little dudes how to tattoo that ain't never even drew before. So if you could draw like that and I could go, man, I could go to where Slim Jim, he's in Atlanta, I believe, right? Go out to Atlanta for 2 weeks. And when I leave there, he'll be able to make himself a lot of money from what I teach him. Yeah, you've been on the show a couple of times. Yeah, see, now I'm going to have to go back and watch some replays and stuff too, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and see, like, they had fun, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's about having fun, right? Don't even look at YouTube as getting paid and stuff like that. Look at it as having fun, you know what I'm saying? And letting people know who you are and what you want to do in life. Sometimes it's better to connect like that because you don't have to be bored at the party and be ready to go home because you're already home. You know what I'm saying? So you can have your own party. We can all have our own party together in our own atmosphere. Think how the near future is going to be with virtual reality and stuff. They say, man, we'll be kicking it in the same room, but we won't be in the same room, if that makes sense. Yeah, Slim Jim's cool, man. Slim Jim, man, he got a lot of talent, man. When I first went to his channel, he was talking about some of the graveyards back during the slave days, and that was the same time I do a lot of studying history, right? And like when they say make America great, and I don't want to piss no one off in the chat, but America was never great. I can't name one time. I went back from 18, I think, '02 or something like that, and I started going through every year. And you know how boring it is to go through that year because it was a whole bunch of people that I don't even care about and would never care about, and people I would never speak to, right? But the sadness and the things that America did was just crazy. They asked me to pray for him. They asked me for the insight. Yeah, for sure, right? For sure. So there's like there's a lot of people in our community that's cool and doing stuff, you know. The Gen X effect, right? I don't know if y'all ever been over to the Gen X effects. Yeah, America still does it. You know, I try not to get into politics and religion, but even outside of politics and religion, right? And cause like I think I'm not sure if I said it on the live yet, but cause I repeat myself a lot cause I see so many different people doing tattoos. I have so many different conversations. I don't know, but somebody asked me what was the difference between a Crip and a Blood and a Republican and a Democrat. So my first thing was like nothing, but then I thought about the question and I was like, you know what? There's a difference. The Crips and Bloods, we kill each other. The Democrats and Republicans, they fight among each other to see who they get to kill for the next 4 years. Like I gotta destroy the world for the last 4 years. It's my turn. And I'm gonna do it again. Or you did for 4 years. Now it's my turn. Like man, the world is just sickening and sad. If you see what the hell, like look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. Download ChatGPT and just ask it, how many countries are in unrest because of the United States of America, such as Civil War, let's see, or we'll go into somewhere like Haiti, right? And we'll tell them, hey, you do what we say to do, you know what I'm saying? We'll help you out. And they'll be like, nah, we can handle our own, you know, we want to be independent like you guys are. And we'll be like, all right, cool, right? And then we'll sit back. We'll send somebody else in there to start destroying their stuff, right? So then they have no choice but to depend on us. And if they don't depend on us, then guess what? Y'all in a civil war and y'all out there killing each other, eating cat and dog, and we're going to close the borders down on you. You know what I'm saying? Even though we started it, right? So it's a dirty game. I'm just glad that I'm blessed. Like I said, I'm blessed but cursed. You know what I mean? I'm just glad that I'm not in the situation that a lot of people are. And I pray for the people. But what I was going to say is the Gen X effects, he got 773 subscribers, right? So I feel like we should try to push him there. And I only took a couple names, right? Miss Do It Yourself, she's at 654. I think I'm going to create a video for these people right here. And then that's the only two. That's the only two I'm gonna mention right now for that I looked up because I had so many projects and stuff going on. But yeah, America could be very racism. I'm pretty sure the algorithm can understand everything that we speak about. Like if I was sitting here smoking weed and cussing and you know what's crazy and sad, right? Is I could test the theory, right? So I'm sitting here background with the tattoo stuff, right? And right, but like so I got this backdrop right here, but it's blue bandanas, right? So I try not to encourage self-destruction, right? You know, like that's the tribe that I came from or whatever, you know, but I don't want to go on the internet, be an internet banger, nothing like that, because that's not me at all, and that's not what I try to portray, and that's not the energy I'm trying to put out, right? But I'm trying to put out positive energy, drawing, start a business, little homies. Good morning, yo, leave motivates, right? But I guarantee if I had like four little homies that was sitting here self-destructing or doing TikToks or talking about something stupid, you know what I'm saying, the algorithm will pick up. So I don't understand how smart the AI is, but how dumb it is at the same time. It's like it's controlling the people. It wants us to be slow. It's trying to blind us. It's not just the AI though. It's how it's set up. The people behind it. 9 times out of 10. But I was looking at how Elon Musk said that by 2030 that people will be able to go to Mars and help colonize Mars, right? And that by the end of the year, which is almost the end of the year, they're going to start sending robots up there to start building stuff. So if they got the technology to do that now, think about what they're going to have in like the next 5 years. Quantum computers here, with AI technology. You got China, they got reverse aging. That means if you keep yourself healthy and alive, then guess what? You could probably be 30 for like 900 more years. So that's why I started saying like maybe certain books and stuff people used to live back in the days like 900 years is because they had technology. They had technology 900 years ago. They had AI technology. There's no way they put a pyramid where they put the pyramids without having a satellite. And people be like, hold up, what are you talking about? A satellite 2,000 years ago? That don't even make sense. If it's being known that the pyramids were power sources for the earth, right? So I try to keep updated on science. People say science just debunks God, but I feel like it proves that God is here. There got to be existence. What's the chances of us living on a ball in the middle of a black galaxy? You know what I'm saying? Like this far from the sun, this far from the moon. We're not under the water, but we're not on the sky. Like, man, everything's like it's too perfect. So you know there's a God. So anyone that don't believe in God, I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can argue which God is real, which God is wrong, all you want. But guess what? Nobody will ever know until we get there. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta have faith. In whatever religion you believe in, that's your way to God. So Cassie's Kitchen Creation. Good morning. How you feeling? I'm having a blessed day. I was thinking about all the things that happened this weekend. I had a friend come that I was locked up with in the feds. He was a high-ranking person in the state of Chicago when the gangs kind of first started out there. He's an older dude. And so he came and paid some respect. And it was good to see an old friend. But I was wondering, right? All right, so look, if y'all could define yourself as like superheroes and stuff, because you could learn a lot from somebody by asking this question, right? What would you define yourself as, right? So I thought about it. I'm like, if y'all ever watch X-Men, I used to love the Beast, right? Because he was big, he was blue, plus he was smart, and he knew how to fight, but he chose not to fight most of the time, even in the X-Men, right? So if you really think about that question, you start to learn more about yourself. Cruz Bolero, how you doing? Good morning. Top of the morning, homie. I hope everyone's having a beautiful morning and everyone had a good weekend. Y'all creating them videos. We try to get it together. So it's a beautiful day. We're alive. Somebody was complaining about they had to be at work and this and that. And I was like, well, at least you woke up. Imagine that person in that ventilator that woke up and they can't see. Or I always tell people, imagine if God gave you a week to use your sight, right? And then he said you'll never be able to see again, right? I think that you would appreciate every moment you had with your sight you had left, right? So I feel like people should think like that at all times, right? And everything you do in the dark will come to light. And that's not trying to be like spiritual or religious or nothing like that. That's real. So, who made some content so I can come check out? And y'all made some new content today not today, it's too early. It's too early, right? And so, I'm not really a morning person, right? And I stay up all night tattooing. Like last night, I was up till like 1 o'clock tattooing. I didn't get to sleep till 3 and woke back up at 6, right? And then I got a whole day of tattooing. Plus, I got to finish this video and who knows what else is going to come. It's always every day something new, but I can't consistently record at a certain time because my tattoo schedules be different every day. Like one tattoo might only take 20 minutes and one might take 6 hours. And so like it's hard to go live because you never know who's coming, what kind of people they are. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with disrespect. I would hate to have to mess somebody up on live. You know what I'm saying? But no, I just don't deal with disrespect. But I don't have nobody come to my house and disrespect me, like for real. Like I don't never have that problem. Everyone's always real respectful, and I feel like respect, when you put out that energy, then it's good. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you could talk to somebody and you could tell them all you want, and they're still gonna be looking at you suspect, right? And I feel like that's the energy I used to give out a lot, like because I was like quiet, people didn't know what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? There's times where I've been quiet, and then there's times I've been the class clown, right? And guess what? The class clown never gets nowhere in life, right? Sometimes it's just good to shut up and pay attention, right? So that's why I just pay attention. I take notes, and then what I do is Life with Wanda. How you doing today? I take notes of my algorithm, and then I try to report back to y'all, right? So like, say how I'm sitting here in a couple of days, I might do a live walking down the street, showing people the city, you know what I'm saying? And see if that picks up more, right? So, I hope everyone's having a blessed day. But there's a couple people's channel, like I was saying, to go to check out. But I know there's a lot, and it's early in the morning. And y'all already, I know mostly everyone in here got 1,000 things to do. I still got like 4 videos. Matter of fact, I got 5 different videos I started. And I got paid for the programs and all kinds of stuff. And I don't even know if the money rolls over the next month. I have to pay for it again if not. But I appreciate y'all for showing up, man. I feel like I said, I feel like the lives is a little bit different. And I feel like I shouldn't do them for a whole hour. So this might be the last live I do for a whole hour. I might just start doing shorter ones. Because if someone misses a live, they don't want to have to come back and watch it for the whole hour. You know what I'm saying? And then if they don't watch it for the whole hour and they click off, it's going to mess the algorithm up. That's why if I accidentally click on one of y'all's videos on the computer, when I be over here on the computer and I click on one of them videos, right? And it says 3 hours or 2 hours, because some people have some long videos. I'm like, oh man, I got clicked on the video. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'll let it run right there and I'll go right over to my video game and I'll start streaming Twitch. You know what I'm saying? And I'll beat up on some little kids on the basketball court. Man, these little dudes be thinking they know how to play basketball. But once you beat them up, and then while you beat them up, you teach them life lessons, see what the problems is and stuff. That's how I get to the kids in another way, right? I play video games and I'm good at it. You know what I'm saying? Beat them up, throw them around. You know what I'm saying? Then give them a lesson to go. I be giving them lessons. They be going to tell their mom. I can hear them in the background telling their mom this stuff. I be like, oh, that's what's up. And then like a couple people on the game write books. And then I don't know. It's just good to network with people outside the box. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the only people you're around is people that you think should support you, but they don't, because they've been around you their whole life and they don't want to be around you no more. Yeah, all right, so look, so the 1 hour lives or for the watch time hours, I feel like it's gonna come regardless, right? I know like the 1 hour lives, right? But when I look back at my video analytic, right, for them hour lives that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back and look at it here when I get off here, I'm not gonna look at this one because of course it's not gonna be there. But I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna study this algorithm, right? And then later on today, I'm probably gonna, because I got OBS studios where I could teach people and do not a vertical live, but a regular live. And so when y'all come in here, if y'all had any questions how to do anything, I could show y'all live. And then even if I had to add some money on there to show y'all how to do thumbnails. I mean, everyone else kind of how to do thumbnails, but how to do it quicker. Because when I started doing YouTube, thumbnails was the hardest thing for me, like the hardest thing, right? And now I can do them in like 2-3 minutes, 2-3 minutes, 2-3 minutes though, right? And like a year ago, one of the best creators that could do it, it takes them 2 or 3 hours, but the AI technology, 2 or 3 minutes now. So then people on Twitch be trying to inbox me talking about animations that will try to charge me $100, and it takes me 2 or 3 minutes to do it. So that's what I'm saying. If y'all wanted to do that, I could show y'all how to do that. And then y'all can start your own little website and bang, 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 bang. Of course, you got to invest a little bit of money in yourself. But I feel like everyone should invest money into themselves. Just like you got to make sure your car's right. You know how many of these young dudes don't put oil in their car? They'll check the gas. So, of course, they know we're going to run out of gas. We're not going to get nowhere. These little dudes will have a car for 6 months and then their engine will blow up and I'll go out there and I don't know much about cars, but I know to put oil in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you gotta make sure you drink fluids, drink water and eat food. If you don't, your body got rights, it will shut down on you. But, so this is the 90-day challenge, right? So the 90-day challenge, right? I guess, you know what I'm saying? I gotta figure it out, right? And I'm gonna do the video analytic, and I don't want it to be where I'm streaming for an hour, and then when I go back, the average view duration is only like 12 minutes. That would be crazy. But if I do 10-minute videos and I go live, like, hey, welcome to TantrumKnows. So this is what you want to do. Whatever your title is, right? You want your description to have whatever's in your title, like 3 or 4 times in different ways, right? And then you want to put your keyword with something that's in the title and stuff like that too. So then now YouTube knows where to throw your video. It's like consistent all the way around and it's not gonna have no problem finding it, right? So I feel like if I make short videos on teaching stuff, like this is how you tie a tie, you know what I'm saying? And you know, me personally, I really don't know how to tie a tie, and I shouldn't be saying that or that, but I've never been a tie type person, you know what I mean? Like, I always been thorough, and I didn't think you had to dress up. I never had them type of jobs where I wanted to dress up and have to shave my face and shave all this, and I'm cool. I'm not working fast foods where I gotta shave my whole face, none of that. But, I got off the topic a little bit, but I just know that if we create the right things, it'll be cool. Untrackable, good morning. Much love to you too. I'm chilling, man. I'm trying to get things motivated. Somebody left this here at my house. Well, like if you leave something when I'm tattooing you, I got like a lost and found. So if you leave jewelry, or because there'll be so many people that come in and out of my little tattoo studio a day, I can't keep up with everyone. But I think that might be my wife's daughter. I'm not sure. I'm not 1,000%, but I don't know. I just don't want, what I was saying though, to get back on topic, I just don't want the algorithm to mess up. So if I make a 10-minute video and I'm teaching the youth something, because a lot of my channel really, I want to go towards the youth, right? And you know, the youth, their attention deficit, like even though I'm playing that game, when you play 3v3 basketball, it's only like about maybe a 5-minute game. The little dudes is talking stuff, they're having fun, all that, right? But when you play like a real basketball game that's gonna be like 35 minutes long, the little dudes is cool and they're talking stuff for like the first 10, 12 minutes. And then after that, they get to arguing with each other, calling timeouts, cussing each other out. Their attention span don't go that long, right? So if I know that, then I kind of gotta. But see, most of my people on YouTube are older people, so that's why I said I need y'all support. You know what I'm saying? Because the more people that I can help, or the more money I can generate, is the more people I can help. know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna ask nobody for no money or nothing. I know how to get everything on my own. Like I got candle wax melts. Let me see if I can find someone already bought the ones I was gonna show y'all, man. I know I showed y'all some wax melts before, but like these things right here, like what's this? Butterscotch, right? They're wax melts, right? Blueberry cobbler, chocolate chip. There's like game, pink sugar. There's all kinds of stuff in there, right? And so, like, I try to teach little homies, you don't gotta sell crack rock on the corner. You can sell these. I know that sounds corny, right? But you actually make more money selling wax melts than you would selling crack rock on the corner, right? And then, so what I do is I show them better than I can tell them. I sit them down, I get a piece of paper, and I write the little homies a plan. What do you do in life? Well, we're not going to do that no more. We're going to go on, switch it over and do it like this, you know what I'm saying? And then what I do is I try to just motivate them, you know what I mean? Try to create jobs, have them think outside the box. Everyone plays football and basketball, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you learn how to play golf and tennis? I bet you when you grow up, your life will be a lot different. So, but yeah, so in the early morning side too, I know a lot of people don't be up on this part of the, well, on the eastern part, yeah, people are up a little bit, but you gotta think on the west coast, it's 5 a.m. People are like, oh man, getting up, like, but, so Cruz, where you at now? Where you selling to now? Are you traveling at the moment? Untrackable, where you from? I always just encourage people to do better and think outside the box, man, because I was trapped for so many years. And so I'm the one that the moms, you know, the little disrespectful teenager that's cussing out the mom and the mom don't know how to handle it and she's lightweight scared because now her son's big and he ain't playing it, he's doing what he wants. I'm the one that's gonna go talk to him. And if he's too big, guess what? I got little homies that are like 20 years old and when they punch the wall moves, not them. But I don't condone violence. Just when you bring a force like that, people, they have a tendency to listen. Like, all right, look, little homie, this is what you're gonna do. Because a lot of times, a lot of people look up to me, right? And so instead of guiding them in the wrong direction, you guide them in the right direction. You show them the right way, man. And if you don't show them the right way, you're trying to get over it. People is always trying to beat somebody for $1. Like, come on, man. You don't have to beat nobody for $1. If you use your head, you'll be able to give dollars away. And I mean, it's sad to say that a lot of people don't know how to use, and a lot of people don't have ideas. So that's why I feel like I'm here. Like, me personally, I give my number out and people can text, and I can come up with a whole plan for them to get $1 million in like the next 10 years type stuff. And as long as they stick to the script, they would get it. As long as God, you know, there's always stuff that's gonna happen for sure. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is just putting a goal together, having a plan. Don't just have your plan be I'm gonna make some money just to pay my bills, because then you'll never get ahead in life. And that's how the average person do. They work, and I'm gonna pay my bills, and I'm gonna get a movie, or I'm gonna buy some food, and then I'm gonna be broke and get into the next paycheck, right? No one's thinking, you know, if I put up, let's say you only put up $30 a check for a year and a half, right? $30 check for a year and a half, man, that adds up. You know, I don't feel like sitting here doing the math about it right now, but usually I do the math. But once a year and a half at $30 like that check, then you could take that money and you could buy anything like say you're a mom and you got kids or you got little neighbors, you could buy them a lawnmower and get a truck and drive them little bastards around, excuse my language, and have them get out and mow yards. And they'll be making money, you'll be making money, and then they'll learn how to appreciate their money. Have a blessed day, Coffee No Cream. Yes, oh yeah, 360 a year, That's not gonna start no good business, right? So like, all right, so like I know I make a little bit of money, so like what I did is I started putting my change and my ones in the jar, right, for the whole year, and shouting you out, bro, sharing you out, bro. Slim Jim Longfoot, how you feeling, man? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling? I was just talking about you and your talents, man. How you drew me live. I said, man, I could go down there to Atlanta. He said he don't deal with blood. He don't like dealing with blood. He ain't dealing with it, right? Um, but man, he got such good talent, man, that I'm teaching people how to do tattoos that ain't never drew before, right? So with someone like his talent, I go down there and in 2 weeks when I came back, that man would be ready to make him about $200,000 a year, man. I swear with the talents he got. So, and then he got knowledge too. It ain't just artistic. Like that's why when I first, like I said, when I first went to Slim Jim Longfoot's channel, he was talking about the cemetery out there, and he was explaining stuff and how sad America was, and that's kind of like I study everything. Like I tried to go back to before who was Adam and Eve, what was here before Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Yeah, just you gotta stay focused, Slim. One step at a time. I'm trying to think, man. I used to have a couple people out there in Atlanta, man. Atlanta's kind of dope, man. I just, I never got to really go out there like I want to. The invites been there. I got to cut one of my little dudes. Matter of fact, if you look on the video I did with the little dude, Jay Sauce, he just got signed to a record label out there in Atlanta. And then little Trippy Red, he got signed to a label like 10 years back. Little homie. Sprang foot, ooh, every day we get better. Sniffle and a sprang foot though, man. I know what I would be doing. I'd be ordering food and watching movies, and I would be playing hurt. Oh, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. My neck and my back. My wife would have been like, she'd have been laughing at me. Get up out of here. Go to the hospital. And I don't go to the hospital. I swear I had food poisoning from eating crab legs, and I fell in the middle of the floor and I started squeezing my stomach like I'm about to die. I felt like I was gonna die, right? So my wife, she was like, well, do you want me to take you to the emergency room? And I'm sitting there thinking like, the emergency room? Look at had me out there in the weight room feeling like this. Man, hell nah. So she was like, you want me to call 911? So then I started thinking about getting put in the back of an ambulance. I'm like, man, hell nah. She was like, well, what do you want me to do? And I'm talking about I was laying in a ball in front of my in front of my door. I'm like, just let me die, let me die. And since then, you won't see me eat no crab legs, and I loved crab legs. I don't know, I'm not really allergic to nothing. I might be allergic to crab legs. I ain't trying it no more. We're not gonna test that theory. But I don't know, I got a couple emotional videos, like I don't even know YouTube let it go out on YouTube, but it should. It should, because it's a real life motivational lesson, and if not, either way, I'm making this video, and it's to teach the little kids. Basically, you think you need a gun out here in the real world. When you get in there, this is what's gonna happen, and I show them a video what's gonna happen. But I show them what the other people are doing while the stuff is happening. People are walking around like it wasn't even happening. So like, when I first got to the federal penitentiary, what scared me, and I'm not no scary type person, I always thought life was funny, right? Is I had seen somebody be unalived right in front of me like the second day I was there. And I remember looking out my cell window, and they moved his body and they cleaned the blood up off the floor. some other inmates came in, and then they opened the door up. So I'm thinking like, dang, usually they lock you down, you stay locked down for a long time. So when I walked out my cell, I started looking around, and people were walking around like nothing even happened, right? Now that's what scared me more than the stabbing and the killing. Um, People get desensitized to it, and I don't want to see none of my little homies get desensitized to some stuff like that. So I'm gonna fight for them out here in the streets, and I don't care. I don't talk to the police, right? I'm not no police talking type dude, none of that. But I'm not messing with the gang members. That's on crash dummy stuff. Like if people ain't for the children, man, and they don't know how to use common sense, that's the only thing I do support Trump on, and I feel like he don't got no freaking common sense. But how he's gonna put that law into effect and he don't even got common sense? It don't even make sense, right? Somebody make it make sense in the chat, please. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to hate on it, man. And if you're a Trump supporter, I'm not mad at you, but I just don't understand. I just don't understand America no more as I get older. You know, when you're a kid, you think we're the good guys, and then when you start really seeing what's going on, you're like, oh no, we're destroying people. Like, it's terrible, man. So, all I say is pray for the world, y'all. Pray for the world. You know what I'm saying? And there is good people amongst us. We all have made mistakes. No one's perfect. You know what I'm saying? One of the saddest things I heard, the little kids a couple doors down, they had jumped my twin brother, right? And it was a grown dude though, and like 3 kids, and I had just cut my finger. I went outside and I almost snapped out on them. But the little kids, they apologized and stuff, right? But my twin brother told him like, why don't you go learn how to do some boxing and stuff like that, right? And he said, I wish. And we were like, what do you mean we wish? He was like, it's too late. I'm already in the streets. So I'm like, well, how old are you? He said he's 14. And his mom's on drugs and his dad's on drugs and they sell drugs. And you know what I'm saying? They moved away from the house, so I could kind of talk about it now. But I don't know, man. I just pray for them little babies because I don't want to see none of the little babies go out like that, man. Like, them the little kids that everyone's scared of because they got guns and they'll air this bitch out and all this weird stuff. Them are the ones I tell them to sit down and shut up, man. Let me holler at you for a minute, little homie. Like, man, growing up, I was the shooter. I was that dummy, just like you. And guess what I did? I hurt it myself. I lost everything. You know how have any of y'all ever resetted your life, started from nothing? Man, I resetted my life like 8 times. And I'll never hurt myself like that again. Never ever in my life will I hurt myself like that again. Like, I'll do a video on how mentally draining it is going to prison 1 time. Man, I went to prison 6 times. You know what I'm saying? The feds twice. The feds, they swoop me up fast as hell. And if I ever catch another case, I'm gone forever. So I didn't change because I'm scared to be gone forever. I changed because I felt like I was a lifer. And that I felt like, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I felt like, man, this is my life. I'm in here. You know, we gotta stab people. We gotta do gang bang. You know, like self-destructive, blinded by everything, right? And I always felt like I was gonna be one of them older dudes that was gonna be in prison, teaching the little dudes coming in how not to come back because I was gonna have a life sentence, right? And since I made it out of that, I feel like now I can still be that same person, but I don't have to be in prison. I could be in the real world, enjoying life and teaching little homies so they don't even end up in prison. You know what I mean? So I want to do events like 3-on-3 basketball tournaments and barbecues and stuff like that, right? And so like I can get a lot more people in this live. It just, I hope they don't get to arguing because I can start sharing it on my Facebook and tell people I'm going live and start giving out like little miscellaneous stuff. Everybody loves tattoos. I could be like, free tattoo a day for whoever's the best commenter or whatever, and people will start showing up just, you know. But then after a while, the little homies get frustrated. Like, so I don't want to set no one up thinking they're getting nothing for free. Because I'm not about giving nothing for free, and I don't want them to get in the mindset of thinking that people are just going to give them stuff for free. I need them to understand that it's a dog-eat-dog world, and you got to work for what you want, and you got to find a loved one, a spouse or whatever when you get older, and you got to build, man. But I guess an hour don't go as takes as long as perfect. Yo, Lee motivates. When I see your name, I always think about my homegirl in Atlanta. Her name is Jolie, right? Jolie and Jolene. They're twins, right? And they're really good people, and they're very motivational people, and they've been through a lot. I'm talking about hell and back. The homegirl Jolie, she was getting molested by her uncle that's a preacher, and then she's got HIV, and she's had cancer twice, and that was a spider on the table, and I don't like spiders, and I shouldn't have killed it, but I'm not gonna let him bite me. Sorry. But I don't know, I just encourage y'all to put content. If y'all made any videos or anything like that, let me know. I'll come over there and check them out. I got a couple other people I gotta check out. I gotta finish scheduling my tattoo appointments. There's like 30 things I gotta do in the next like 4 hours. And I'm going off 3 hours of sleep. And I don't drink coffee. I'm drinking tea. That's not good. Look, I be funny, right? Y'all see that? Hold on, look. Look in there. You see it? You see that stuff floating around? Look close, y'all. You know what's in there? It looks like diabetes, don't it? Looks like diabetes and cancer floating around in there. People be like, you're stupid. Nah, but I'm serious, right? We just can't see it. You know what I'm saying? They're poisonous through our foods. And people just don't know. Well, I mean, people know, they just don't care because we got to eat, right? So just be careful what you put inside your temple. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't drink no alcohol. I got to quit smoking marijuana because I smoke marijuana every blue moon. And I don't believe in prescribed medication. I know people got anxiety and stuff like that, but I don't feel like if you go to a psychiatrist and they tell you what's going on up here, then you gotta reevaluate, like, you're listening to this person that thinks they could read your mind. Like, I don't know. Like, think about it, y'all. You know what I mean? You don't need medication. You need to think about your mind and go. I am from Atlanta. That's sad. There is a special place for an uncle. That would be a time when uncle would not be remembered. Well, the preacher passed away, and everyone showed up at the funeral, right? And I didn't show up, and Jolie didn't show up, but I remember that day, right? People were going, and she was in her feelings, like, why would someone go to like, everyone looked up to this preacher, but he was a child molester. Like, man, come on, dude. And then he got she ended up catching HIV, and she's had cancer twice, and she just got her foot cut off. That's a strong lady, and guess what she's doing? She's doing cooking videos because guess what? The whole city still eats her food. It's crazy. Like, well, I don't know about Atlanta, what they're doing, but when she comes back to Ohio, she makes plates and she sells out quick. Like, she's like the best cook ever. And a lot of people, there's people that won't eat because she has HIV, but anyone that's educated would know that you could eat food, and as long as it's cooked properly, you're not going to catch HIV from it. But on that note, it's been almost an hour. I appreciate y'all that did come. Let's see, hold on. Let me put down Slim Jim and Yo Lee Motivates again. Yeah, I know, man. I don't like people like that, man. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? Me being a tattoo artist, there's a lot of younger females, and they be coming in here trying to flirt and do weird shit, you know what I'm saying? But see, I give up the vibes that I ain't going for the shit. So once they see that, they get the fuck out. They get scared. They're like, oh, yeah. I need my money. I don't want no weed. I don't want nothing else. I need my money. Cash or cash out, please. But y'all have a blessed, beautiful day. I do appreciate y'all showing up, man. what I'm saying? Hopefully we continue to build. Slim Jim's building fast, boy. He's moving on up quick, man. And I feel like once we get there, we're all gonna get there. Well, at least on my perspective, you know, there's always them fakes in the group that come around and they act like they're cool just to get a sub, and then you don't never see them again. But I don't know. You know, y'all have a blessed day. God loves y'all. I love y'all, man. Y'all stay positive. If y'all want to learn anything or y'all got any questions about anything that I talked about or anything y'all want to learn or anything, man, I promise y'all I'll put it together for y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed day.